This is my reflective presentation for Professional Practice 2. Before I start my presentation, I'm going to quickly recap the main aims for this module, which was to reflect on work completed previously, preparing students' personal and online profile for entering the industry, and also to further explore and apply specific individual skills and methods to enable the student to create a targeted approach into their chosen fields of practice. The main objectives for this module was to critically reflect upon the nature of professional practice in your discipline and identify the gaps between your work-related capabilities and disciplinary expectations, with the aim of improving and developing employability skills. The other objective was to reflect upon the way their work experiences or role has contributed to their professional practice, using this to develop future personal professional development. When I leave university, I want to go into PR and marketing, which is why I've chosen to shoot the things that I have for this module. So, what is PR? Public relations, also known as PR, is the practice of deliberately managing the spread of information between an individual or an organisation and the public. What is marketing? Social media marketing is the use of social media platforms and websites to promote a product or service. The skills needed within this job is creativity, communication skills, analytic and critical thinking skills, digital skills, for example, social media, Adobe Suite, written skills, and accuracy. After taking my end goal into consideration, I thought of things which I would need to do in order to produce a body of work which will fit into PR and marketing. I watched a number of different videos and found the food videos particularly interesting. I came across a few step-by-step videos based on Instagram stories and how to make simple videos in a creative way. I really liked the idea of the video which I've linked below. In this video, it shows you different ways which you can style it. For example, adding writing and GIFs over to the video to show a step-by-step guide. I also came across an Instagram account, which I have put an image of below, called Cooking Tutorials 14. On this Instagram page, I really liked the way that there was no voiceover in the videos and it all just included music as well as the video showing a step-by-step tutorial guide. I wanted to make mine a little more creative, so I added my own kind of things in to the videos which I ended up producing. So below I have attached 3 links of the 3 videos I produced as single image submission. In these videos I basically made a stop motion video to create one on Mother's Day, one on Pancake Day and one on Valentine's Day. So for the Mother's Day, I thought that it would be quite a nice idea for people who maybe don't want to spend a lot of money or want to do something from their house. By doing this, I just showed it step by step, as in making the cake, and just made it sort of a quirky video. For the Pancake Day video, I decided to make 2 different kinds on what you can do for Pancake Day. This was around February when Pancake Day was, so it could have been put out on social media for everyone to see and to just give them a bit of inspiration on different ingredients that they could use. Finally, for the Valentine's Day video, I did something a bit different, so maybe if they didn't want to buy them a gift or they couldn't afford to buy a gift, they could do something nice, which is like breakfast or lunch, just maybe even a dessert. So it's just different ideas on what people could do in order to give it like a different outview, really. So how did it go? I feel that these videos outcomes worked well and I was pleased with the end result, but I do feel like it was very time consuming trying to get everything to go right, like in the right place at the right time, and also the editing was quite difficult to do, but once it was all put together and in place, like, it was worth it. I did enjoy doing it and I did find it quite fun. It was sort of like different to stuff that I've usually done previously. So this was like the Mother's Day one. It was just like a step by step. I think that this one was probably the one that had the best outcome of the three. Yeah. And with this one, it was the Pancake Day one. I think that the story was quite good for this and it came at a good time. I feel like it was just like a fun video. So, yeah. With the Valentine's Day one, I feel like I might need to take into consideration that I might need more of a story next time. It could have been a bit more interesting, and I also think that the Valentine's Day one wasn't as strong as the other two videos. I just feel like this one didn't work as well, but the editing side of it was good, and I feel that it was put together very well. But as a whole, I feel like it could have just been worked on a little bit better. So this was my final single news image. One was upright and one was landscape, which was what the submission was for. It was a protest which took place outside Cardiff SU. This happened on the 11th of March 2020. The UCU members working in UK universities have backed the USS strike in regards to pensions, as well as general pay and working conditions. So the uni strike lasted for 14 days. So this was a picture of one that was happening outside the SU. I feel like this went quite well, but it could have been better. I feel like I could have captured the facial expressions more. It was kind of taken from a bit of a rubbish angle. But I still feel like it shows the story and tells it quite well. These are two photographers that I looked at, which had done like similar like protests. The one on the left is Dylan Drake and the one on the right is Sharon Hayes. I feel like the composition of these work really well, and they also you can clearly see what they're protesting about. I feel like similar to my photos, if I go back, you have like the signs and stuff, and you like got their high vis, so you can like clearly like see that they're on strike about the uni pensions. So then we obviously had all the stuff going on with the coronavirus, which sort of restricted to what I was able to do. I feel like this is also something that I wanted to document, as it's something that's happening right now and is also like very well known to everybody. And I think it changed a lot of things for people, for like going shopping or like working conditions. It was all just a bit a lot different for people. Like everyday's life has changed for everyone, regardless if you're working or not. And we've gone on lockdown, so the submission did get reduced a little bit, where we had to do 4 single images, 1 5-picture story with a video, and 1 3-picture story. So for my 5-picture story, I did choose to do a piece on coronavirus, as I just thought it would give me an idea of what it's like to work in a real world, like shooting current news, which is obviously ongoing at the minute. So this was my 5-picture story. So as you can see in this photo, it was like massive queues, and people were having to keep 2 meters apart. They wasn't able to get the stock that they wanted, like bread, milk, eggs were all completely empty on the shelf, so nobody was able to get their essentials. It was all just a bit manic and people were panic buying. From here you can tell that they would put barriers up around like the chemist and pharmacy parts, around tills as well. They had like loads of screens put up, and the blue markings on the floor, you can tell that's where people had to stand away. So I feel like these photos really do show what it was like just going in a shop, really. It was just a bit mad for everybody. And then this was also my video to go with it, to sort of say what was going on, what's happening, like from people's perspectives. So what went well for this? I feel like the video turned out quite well. The composition of it, just like the video as a whole. I do feel like my 5-picture story could have been better, but it was really difficult to sort of try and take photos in a store where they wasn't allowing cameras, so that was all done on my phone. I feel like I needed to get more people in it, like portraits and more close-ups of things, action shots, but I did what I could to go alongside the video, so I'm just hoping that that one was all okay. So for my final submission was my 3 picture story, which I used this one. The Cardiff water boat was obviously caused a lot of damage by the storm. This was something that was quite big in Cardiff. It obviously damaged Butte Park. Like the storm was really well known, and everyone was just quite scared and like from it. And obviously, this is like a family-run business, which it ruined. I do feel like I wanted to try something different again, similar to the coronavirus, just on documenting live news, as it's like just good skills really to have. So you wanted to work at like fast paced with like good quality, and I feel like doing live news days did help with that because you sort of had to find stories, which isn't always easy. And you just got to sort of be really organised and be prepared to like reshoot things if they don't go to plan. But yeah, I thought this was quite an interesting story, and I did get some quite good photos from it. But yeah, if I was to do it again, I think maybe try and speak with the owner, or like people, just to then again obviously get people into the photos. But overall, I'd say that it wasn't too bad of an outcome. So overall, I feel like my shoots did go quite well. I think the videos were the strongest part of my work, which is quite a good thing as it's sort of the skills that I need for PR and marketing. If I want to go into like advertisement or something like that, I just feel like it did help towards that, and it's just something that I've got to focus on continuing. Yeah, there were things that went wrong, and I do feel like next time I need to be more organised and more like on it when it comes to finding news and finding more interesting stories which are going to be really interesting towards the public, because that's what they're going to see. So you've sort of got to stay on top of trends. I think I could have done like food trends at the moment, like videos on that. But yeah, it's just basically improving now. But I do feel like this has helped me improve skills and gave me a sort of look into what it's going to be like when I've got to do my own, when I go into work after uni.